Thank you for the survey. Here are all the videos and some of the images taken during the survey. I aim to put it the right way up, but apologies if occasionally one or two films or videos are upside down or 90 degrees. The primary purpose is as a record of the conversation, the conclusions and recommended actions develop as we go along. I will list the items in the email and also on the YouTube video.
Well, it does look, oh no, that's painted there, isn't it?
Yeah, so
the mould has gone, but you're getting dampness when it's raining outside, and obviously it's been incredibly wet.
Exactly.
The thing to know about rain
yeah,
is that the external humidity is really high.
yeah,
So the effectiveness of ventilation comes down dramatically, and essentially there are three things that, well, there's the first thing you need to do is bring down the dew point, as we talked about previously. And we'll look, have you got data loggers here?
yes.
Yeah.
Your data log, one is there and one is in that room.
And then secondly, you need to be aware of airflow from the radiators. So obviously when it's relatively tight into a corner, you can't get the heat into the airflow, into the radiators. So vapour moves through diffusion like smoke.
Yeah.
It will diffuse everywhere. The dew point will be equal across the property, depending on various factors, but fairly. And then in the corner where you get heat loss, you'll get low temperature, and if the dew point goes above the outside temperature, you have a risk of condensation.
Yeah.
When it's raining, when you're blowing the air out, you're replacing internal air with internal vapour, with external air with external vapour, and you just need a huge amount more ventilation or increase insulation, dehumidification, airflow from the radiator and so on.
The one thing we've, because of the dehumidifier, we've been using these pocket ones.
Oh, they're too small though. They do virtually nothing.
To be fair, since we've been using it, we've had like the littlest amount of mould.
Okay, so it's going in the right direction.
It's going definitely in the right direction.
The good thing about them is they get close to the action.
This is it, and we put one there. There's one down there as well.
Yeah.
There's two in that back room as well. Got one in the kitchen. Got one in the bathroom now, because we were getting a lot of condensation coming through.
I remember the bathroom vent didn't work very well.
That's been changed.
Is it continuous flow?
That has
been the ideal.
Yeah, that's been brilliant.
And the kitchen vent as well. That hasn't been done. No. Actually, I think I saw that in the notes. Corner there, where you're getting heat loss from the outside, it's showing 15.4 degrees centigrade. It's not too bad actually, but because the mattress is away, it will get more airflow, so it'll be a bit warmer than it might have been otherwise. We're just going to get into this bedroom, and apparently these small dehumidifiers have been beneficial, so that's showing 17.2. Into the corner there, it's going down to, no, it's actually 19 point. So a bit of mould there, but it's a lot better than it was. So big improvement. There's mould in behind here, I remember rightly. So much better than it was.
Since we've had the them little pocket ones, my dad recommended them to us, and they've done very well. To be fair.
How many have you got? About
at the moment, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 7.
I mean, the only thing I'd say about them is they're not taking a huge amount out.
We've still got loads left.
The good thing is that they're very small, and you can get them into local areas.
Where we need them to be.
Presumably, as soon as you fill them up, you have to.
Last week, we had this for just on a regular day. I came home. We've had this on.
Condensation
that was wet, and I was like, "What is going on?" I thought, do you know what? Might as well just stick one in here. And since we have bone dry, which I've always leave that on as well.
But also it's been a lot warmer last few days have been warmer, and although it's rained, not as much as...
Not in here it hasn't. It's like ice cold sometimes. We try and put the heating on as much as possible to try and keep the house warm. But yeah, it's not warm in this property. It's quite... In here, especially this room, with that being on, you do... Well, I say that being on, you can feel a draft coming through here.
So that will be because the system has got cold water in it.
Obviously, but yeah,
and
on the other side there's a huge
there's
hole.
no heating in the bathroom anyway, is there? So?
Yes, there is.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I've got a radiator there that we leave on it. 24/7 really.
Corner. Okay, that's that. I'm going to test out the... So it's running at 11.4. Ideally it should be 15, but it's not far off. It's about as good as you get because of the distance between the fan and the outside. The fan turns off immediately, the lights are switched off. Ideally it has an overrun of half an hour. Make sure to keep the doors closed as well. And they keep it running, but when you turn the lights out it will switch off, so that's not forever. You're getting some mould there, but nothing compared to before, so it's a lot better than it was. So you can see the dribble marks there. Is that recent? So the grey paint, presumably that's just grey, but this is...
Yeah, this is where we had... This is where we had
spraying the anti-mould spray on. I mean, it does bleach, so on coloured walls it does show a bit, but it's better than having mould. So they're basically in line. So you remember what to do. You press the green numbers.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that now? So that's syncing it, and then you're going to press the calculator sign there, and then the export sign, and then
over to your email, isn't it?
And then send it to simon@dampsurveys.com.
I've still got that.
Worth keeping the trickle bits open as well. So this is using a damp meter, and you actually now, if it's been sprayed with anti-mold spray, that will be damp as well, but this whole wall is damp, which obviously will go up as you get closer to the ground because condensation is drawn down. So, let's check this out. I'm getting the calcium sulfate sort of stuff. So it's definitely a lot better than it was.
Yeah. Well, a letter stating that what they're doing is not correct, and it is against policies. So, if you want, we can get that written up for you.
Yeah, keep the trickle bench open. So the kitchen extractor fan still doesn't go out, I don't think. I'll check that. The kitchen extractor fan doesn't go out. There's a brick in the way there. So it looks like it's been damp-proofed, which increases the risk of condensation of mould. It's difficult to tell. This external wall is going to cause heat loss. Cracks in the render will potentially cause some heat loss. This cold pipe, cast iron pipe, can cause heat loss. Drain looks okay. These will exacerbate the effects of high internal vapour levels. The building looks somewhat dilapidated up there as well. There's a big crack there. It's presumably a shared cost. I would think about insulating this wall. So if you go to this, so you have to press both of these first, synchronise it, otherwise it doesn't work. But once you've synchronised it, you can go to this up here and export CSV.
Yep.
And then, so presumably. Well, I'll do all. I don't know what the difference is.
That might be better because then you can see the differences from
still
the year.
I can't. It needs me to be able to go down there, and I can't. No, it's
Okay, let me have a look at
unless
that.
it does it sideways. Oh,
There we
you go.
are. No, so it's because of that bar's there for some reason. Let's go that way. Okay, give me.
The trickle vents, but I've
They're
opened them
rubbish.
up.
Absolutely
Well,
rubbish.
I know, but at least they go in the right direction. But I think your kitchen extractor fan is the key issue, and it's not going out. When you dry clothes, you did have a dehumidifier, didn't you? I seem to remember.
Yep, we did.
So you have a tumble dryer here, and you open the windows and close the door
Yes.
when you're doing it. And it's a challenge, but you really should have a 20-litre dehumidifier as well as those
Well,
smaller
in here,
ones.
there's no problems whatsoever. We have
No,
no. issues with
I know,
the
but this
walls.
is a warmer part of the house, so the vapour's going to diffuse, and you're going to find the damp issues on the cold zones. But
Can you please blow out my children's faces?
it's just going to be on a. I'm going to do a summary bit, but I don't show children.
Thank you.
or
No, we
anything.
appreciate that. Yeah. Don't
Um,
mind me all.
No.
Yes, it's just not my children, please.
So this area here, I would put in insulation in behind there. I would. There are lots of different forms of insulation, but wood fibre insulation
Yeah,
works
I
well.
remember you saying that as well. Yeah.
I would blow that fan out. Dehumidifier, 20-litre dehumidifier for drying clothes, and whenever the humidity is high. So humidity is high is when the internal dew point goes above the outside temperature.
Obviously, that doesn't
So it's
get used.
got a drip tray,
Yeah.
within it, like a,
It's got a tube that comes out,
yeah.
and obviously then we've got to then put a bucket or a drip tray there. But having the children
So
around.
have you got it? Have you got it around here?
Yeah, it's up here.
But this it does both. It also has a canister at the back.
Oh, does
and
it?
It'll fill up the canister.
Oh no, it
It
doesn't.
doesn't.
That one doesn't.
So it has got a canister that you can take out, and the water goes in there. But it is relatively small. I can't see the size, but
I'll tell you what. Let's
take
get
it out. So this type of dehumidifier both has a drip system, so you can have a pipe in there, and it has a canister.
Okay.
And-
So if we don't put the pipe in, no water's
Yeah.
going to come out of there.
No, it will go into the canister instead.
Instead.
And then once it fills up, it will stop.
Okay. Because on the instructions it doesn't state that.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know this particular brand, but it strikes me as being too small. It says
12 litre.
Is that 12 litres?
Sorry,
Yes, it's 12 litres.
Dehumidity capacity is 12.
Yeah.
24 hour.
Well, I suppose at least it's going in the right direction. But yeah, definitely. When its internal dew point is above the outside temperature, or you're drying clothes internally, you want to and have it sitting either in the source of the vapor. So if you're drying clothes internally, or where you're getting the damp issues, so the corners. But I would say you're better off keeping it running in the when you're drying clothes internally. Even so, a condenser dryer, which I assume is what you've got, they do release vapor,
Yeah. But that's
so you could probably feel it.
that's why we get the windows open. We do ventilate in there as much
I
as
know,
possible.
but if it's raining, you're not going to get that much.
Well, we open the little window at the top. That's always pretty much opened whenever
Yeah.
we're doing that. That's always.
Yeah.
But with the humidifier, obviously having the kids around, obviously we thought that was the only option with the tube.
Yeah.
So that's why we haven't been using that.
Okay.
But that's something we spoke about with the landlord, and they were okay with that. They said, "Look, listen, you've got the windows open, that's absolutely fine." But they've been really good with us.
Okay. Yeah. Good. I mean, essentially, there's nothing particularly wrong with this wall. A normal brick wall, rainwater will fall onto it. Water will evaporate out. It's when you've got render that you can have problems, and you've got render to the side, and there's cracks on the render. But if it was going all the way through, you get brown staining, and you're not getting brown staining here, because as the water penetrates through, it picks up the colour from the brick, and it brings
it right
the
through.
pigmentation, the stain. You're not getting that, which tells me that it's not coming through. But when it rains, there are about 3 or 4 things that happen that don't happen when it's not raining. One is you need a lot more ventilation because you're blowing out the humid air, but you're also replacing it with humid air from the outside, so you just need a lot more ventilation. 2, inevitably, coming and going, everyone brings, wet clothing, wet coats, and all of that it builds up. And third thing is that people are less likely to have the windows open when it's raining, especially if it's raining really heavily.
Well, we try to, because from your recommendations before, we have tried to really stick to them as best as possible.
No, I think you've done a really good job. I think it's going a long way there. I think a dehumidifier will help. I'm going to recommend that the kitchen extractor fan is installed, and you'll need to obviously use it.
Yeah, of course. 100%.
But until it's installed, you've got an extra litre a day from cooking.
Yeah.
It's about a quarter of a litre per person, 4 people, a litre a day.
From the oven.
From cooking.
Yeah, we don't really use the hobs. The only time I use the hob is when I'm doing a bit of frying, if like a bit of bacon and eggs maybe, but that's very rare.
Yeah, well, it all adds up. I mean, different styles produce different
builds
amount.
up, yeah.
I mean, pasta tend to produce, and pasta and potatoes produce more. I'll just go through. So, you've done a really good job. There was lots of mould and condensation before. There's still condensation, and it's inevitable to some extent. Most properties do suffer a bit from condensation, but so obviously vapor management is the key to it, and keeping down what's called the dew point and trying to keep it below the outside temperature. You can see the dew point on Brian's on the data log, as you can see what the dew point is. When you dry clothes in here, even though the condenser dryer is reasonable at taking out the vapor, it still produces a certain amount, and it would be good to run the dehumidifier. It's not a particularly big one, but it's better than nothing. Yeah. And it should drip into the canister there.
I see what he's talking about now.
The bathroom extractor fan is about as good as you can get. I mean, ideally you'd have what's called a continuous flow bathroom extractor fan, which it constantly runs, and then it will have a background speed which is lower and then boost when you turn the lights on. Obviously it's not great having a manual switch, but
it is on for about 20 hours a day, so
okay.
We do try to listen. We try our best to keep it on.
And obviously keep the door closed. The kitchen should really have an extractor fan, and I know you use the oven more than the hob. But
we got the fan delivered, didn't we? But still we never installed it. That was delivered last year.
That is also.
But it was never.
No, it was never installed. No, they did order it straight after your report, but it's never been installed.
Yep, that's that there.
It's the ducting element of it, I imagine, because that doesn't look like a big fan, but it just needs. There's a brick in the way, essentially.
Yeah, it's a brick.
It's not a big deal for anyone to do it.
So
that's there.
We've still got that here waiting for him.
So keep as much airflow around the outside. Although vapour is the primary issue, insulating some of the walls could go a long way to help. There are some gaps and cracks on this wall, not on the back wall, but this wall, that could contribute to heat loss, but it's not penetrating all the way through, otherwise you get brown staining and you haven't got that.
From the brickwork you said,
So, but upstairs is worse than yours.
Yes,
What was the situation? Is it rented out?
I believe it is. I think it is private rent as well, because a lot of their guttering, if you've looked all the way around, it's really bad.
Yeah, I remember we met their landlord, didn't we, when they had the leak?
I had to go up there and
Does the water overflow?
Well, they had some plumbing work, but they had a leak that dripped through into our house. So they had to send a plumber around.
Well, that's a plumbing, but in terms of the gutter, that's.
We don't know what the situation is with that, unfortunately. I don't know how that all works.
I'll have a look. I'll have a look when I'm outside.
Yeah, because with the gutter, obviously, if you look at the front, you can see it's the wood is decaying. You can see how bad it's getting, and
but that won't be
it won't
the
be our
cause
issue
of this.
for here, no.
But it's something that should be done.
Yeah.
I'll have a look.
Because when it rains, you can hear it absolutely pouring out. So.
Oh yeah, it does.
So if this is the only form of ventilation, it's better than nothing. This is subfloor ventilation, but the problem with this is it can cause heat loss around it. But it's for the air going underneath the floor.
Yeah.
That is internal ventilation. I'd say does that open to you?
I believe that's 2 hours.
It's better than nothing, but I didn't see it in there. So if you've got no wind flow outside, you won't get much in the way of ventilation.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
From what I've heard, it came like when you've got like a loose thing for this area, you get like information and like So where you are right now, that will drip. And basically where you're going towards.
And here as well?
Yeah. I mean, it's not so bad. You see at the top of that, this pipe here, I believe there's a bit of drip from that.
The external drips, there's apparently one there and one there, but they're not going to be causing the internal dampness.
Yeah.
These little thin cracks, these hairline cracks, can actually draw in water.
Yeah.
It draws it in through capillary action, and quite a lot of water can get through. If it's the whole way, sometimes they're just superficial on the surface and they don't go the whole way. But it's not penetrating the whole way through. You get a brown stain if it was. But what can happen is it causes the external brick to become damp. A damp brick is a poor insulator, causes heat loss and ends up with a localized area of dampness. This can cause heat loss as well. The wrought iron.
Yeah, actually, now you're mentioning that, the Hayley came over to me the other day. She says, "Have you felt the wall?" When I felt it weren't raining, but it was ice cold. Yeah. And I was like, I remembered you saying something about that before.
Because it can draw the heat out.
I remember you saying about that before.
Well, it's cold because you obviously got air going in, cold external air going in through the floor, and there's only so much heat retention.
So is that a good dew point then?
Internal dew point is 9.7. It's not too bad, but the external dew point is 7.5. So if you were perfectly ventilated, you'd be replacing internal air with external air.
Gotcha.
And it would have the dew point of 7.5, but it's obviously higher. The important thing is to keep this internal dew point below the outside temperature. And as soon as it goes up over it, you're going to run a risk of having condensation pick up. And in a wall like that, it will drop close to the outside temperature, particularly at the base of the wall.
Gotcha.
Because it's cold.
Yeah.
And the heat loss.
Cold points.
Yeah.